I think we never acknowledge how runner and chaser dynamics, they are always going to be a vibrational match. I think so many of us, or so many people, so many of us givers, lovers, who are like eager for commitment, who want eventually to get married and want to have kids, like us who function in that way, who just want to give love to someone and feel loved. I think so many of us, we don't acknowledge that we are a vibrational match to the partners that we've had or we still choose to entertain that aren't ready for commitment. You know what I mean? Like, I've been realizing that lately too. Like, I have commitment issues myself. Because now I'm with someone or I'm around someone that very obviously wants commitment with me. Yet, I project my past onto this person. I have trust issues. And I feel the urge to just go out and, you know, entertain some of these people that do shoot they shot with me. And I haven't done it, but I still feel that urge to do so. And it just makes me realize that, you know, the people that I've chased after or felt like I had to prove myself for their love, like we were the same in a way. Like, it might not have felt that way to the other person, because they might have felt like I was clingy or I was just too much. But we were the same. And on my end, I felt like they didn't care enough, or they were just too nonchalant, too detached. But I was choosing to entertain these people instead of finding someone that was more ready, finding someone who acted like they cared about me and they were invested in me. Like, I chose people who acted like they didn't give a fuck about me. Like, I chose people who didn't want commitment. I could have left these people to their own devices, really, and did my own things. Did my own thing and chose to be alone. And I didn't because, obviously, you know, childhood trauma, it all goes back to the inner child wounds. And as I'm healing a lot of those inner child wounds, like, I realized when I was a child, I felt like I had to prove myself for people's respect or time. Like, I had adults in my life when I was a child that mistreated me because maybe they thought I had some super evil streak. Like, I was secretly just a problem child just because I was a nice, quiet kid, didn't disturb people. Like, I would literally, I had adults in my life that would jump at every opportunity to, like, demonize me or vilify me. Like, they would catch me in the act doing something mischievous when really I would, I have this memory of me, like, this little boy, like, fell down. I'm, like, 10 or 11 at the time. So this little boy falls down. And I'm, like, helping pick him up. And it looks bad. Like, I understand it looks wrong. But, like, anyone who was, like, assessing the situation would obviously know, like, I wasn't harming this child. I was just helping him up. And, like, this one adult who always just felt like I was secretly a problem child, or, like, you know what I mean? She, like, jumped at the opportunity to, like, yell at me and, like, just assume I was hurting this kid. And then, like, the adults around had to, like, tell her, like, no, she was just helping him up. Like, if you're a chosen one, light worker, you understand, like, you probably dealt with this too in your life, where people just jump at the opportunity to kind of defame your character and not trust you for the way that you're expressing yourself, displaying yourself. So, in response to that, I was always taught to be extra nice to the adults in my life. Be extra nice to the people who are fucking bullying me instead of defending myself. So I felt like I had to prove myself, be extra nice to someone just for their basic fucking human decency and respect. So how do you think that's going to affect me in my adult life? I'm gonna feel like, especially when it comes to dating, I'm gonna feel like I have to prove myself and be extra nice to someone, extra loving, extra caring, extra attentive to someone for them to love me. And I had to go through those experiences and date people. Hold on, there's an ad. Okay, we're back. Fuck the YouTube video. I was playing something, but fuck it. Okay. But I feel like I had to go through these experiences and just date and experience life to kind of understand that that was a fucking fallacy. Like, I truly do believe that we do play out instances in our childhood in the present moment at times. Especially, that's our subconscious mind manifesting people in our life that are supposed to teach us these lessons that we were supposed to learn as children, really, by the people that fucking raised us. But if you weren't able to grow up in a healthy environment to foster a healthy self-esteem, to foster really a healthy connection with your emotions and intuition, you have trauma, your subconscious mind is going to manifest situations, people in your life that will teach you a lesson. And I've seen it play out in my life. I've seen that come into fruition in my life, where I had to learn you don't have to overgive for someone to love you and treat you with basic human fucking decency. And this is for all relationships, not only romantic. So, I would choose these people. I would choose partners, people who I kind of had to chase after. You know what I mean? Compete for their time, attention. That kind of wanted me to chase after them and treat them like the prize. And, you know, I would go through these connections, and these connections would just reopen wounds, trigger the same fucking wounds. These people would treat me like shit, make me feel like no one is there for me, no one loves me, all these toxic, fucked up inner beliefs that I have about myself because of the trauma I've experienced in my childhood and going into my teenagehood. It's like, once you become an adult, you just have more trauma piling on. But now I have to, like, learn from these wounds. Because these aren't just new wounds people are creating. Like, these are pre-existing wounds that they're triggering. So what do? I have to heal these wounds. And that's easier said than done. Because then you have to sit in like I said, I have a lot of rage and anger. So I have to sit in that shit. I have to sit in that shit. And I have to learn to forgive. And move on. And be grateful for the experience. Be grateful for what that experience taught me. And that can be fucking hard to do. So going back to that, to the commitment issues, I understand now. Because genuinely, when I was going through these experiences with people, I did not understand that I did not have to overgive for someone's love, attention, and respect. Now I understand that. But I had to go through these lessons to learn that. So now, and really always, I've had these commitment issues to where I didn't just choose people that would have been more invested in me. Like, I chose people that I kind of knew, only wanted a good time with me. And just a fleeting moment. Not just this lasting connection that you can have with someone. And now I'm dealing with that when it comes to someone who very obviously wants commitment with me, and like I said, with the trust issues, with everything, like, I do tend to have this push and pull dynamic with this person to where, like, they're more of the chaser in the dynamic. And I feel like, men, bitch, yes, I feel like men should be the chaser. Like, I don't feel like women should ever be chasing a man, period. But that aside, I mean, if I'm gonna speak from more of a neutral standpoint, no one should be chasing anyone. They should be pursuing. So I like how he pursues me, but I don't just stay detached, and which I can't control when I detach, by the way. But I don't just act nonchalant. I don't act like I don't give a fuck about him. Like, I pour into him. I just have a hard time feeling safe and comfortable all the time because of some of the experiences that I've dealt with relationally. Because like I said, yeah, we have these inner child wounds, but then in the present moment, we have these experiences that kind of pile onto that trauma. So, like, now, certain experiences that I've had relationally are affecting me now as well. And it's so much to heal all at once. It's so much to process all at once. But at least I know that when I'm processing this, I'm processing some childhood trauma as well. And in doing so, I'm healing my own commitment issues when I'm having discipline, when I'm not just staying non-committal. Because it feels wrong for me to just entertain any of these people. I don't want to say throwing themselves at me, but like, it just feels wrong for me to entertain anyone that is trying to pursue me, because for some of them I can tell that they're very sexually attracted to me, and I don't only want a sexual connection with someone. Like, I want something that is deep and loving. And I can tell certain people that pursue me, they're not ready for that, so I choose not to entertain them. but there's still an urge there because I'm freaked out. I'm scared of this person pouring all this love in me and where it's going to lead, or if it's going to lead anywhere at all. I'm freaked out because I've never experienced this before. I've never experienced someone. Yeah, there's a sexual connection there, but I've never experienced someone wanting something more than just a sexual connection with me. Because for most of the people I've been with, I felt they only wanted just a good time, but also wanted to have the benefits of being in a relationship with me without the actual commitment. Like, I felt like a lot of them wanted to cosplay a connection with me, but not putting in the work and the emotional labor it actually takes to have a relationship with someone. Because they weren't ready for that, but they wanted to hold hands, they wanted to go out and, you know what I mean, do things that people in relationships do. And I'm going through that now. But I can tell this person wants something more with me. And that can be scary. And it does put me in the shoes of people that were very non-committal with me in the past. Like, I have compassion for them because I understand how scary it is. Like I said, I'm not completely different. I feel like the ego is what causes diversion. Every human has an ego, so there's this diversion between us, this disconnect between each of us when we are all one. We are all mirror reflections of each other. So I think, yeah, my ego has caused that separation between a lot of, like, my karmics, um, and just people that I still do care about and have deep love for. But at the time, I felt separated because I felt like I wanted commitment. They didn't want commitment. Simple as that. We're different. We're not different, though. You get what I mean? They were reflecting back to me a quality that I have within myself that I wasn't ready to see or acknowledge. The reason why I'm with this person now is because I'm not ready to meet someone who actually wants commitment with me. Like, I keep reiterating this, but it's literally that. Like, we're not different from a lot of the people we come across. Like, we're literally one. We are literally one. So I'm able to have compassion for them because I understand. I do. I understand how crazy it is and how fucking overwhelming it can be when there's someone who's very into you and commitment is on the table, or you know what I mean. And you're not completely ready for that. For me, I think, yeah, I should take it at my own pace because if this person were to pop the question and I'm not ready, I don't want to jump into something I know I'm not ready for, and I want this person to know that you don't have to wait for me to be ready. That was my issue. I would wait for people in the past. I would wait for them to make their mind up about me and find me worthy of commitment. Like, you don't have to do that. But the fact that he's been patient with me, I appreciate that. So I feel like when that time comes around, I'm gonna have to be authentic. Like, if I'm not ready, I'm not ready. And I don't want to waste anyone's time. So yeah. That's basically all I wanted to say. We're all mirror reflections of each other, and you're no different from the people in your life who have taught your karmics, who have taught you harsh lessons, good lessons. We're all karmics. And you have something to learn from the people that teach you more negative lessons. So, that's all.